immerse yourself into the world of Creepy Man. He's waiting for you.
The forest was supposed to be familiar, a place of quiet trails and borrowed peace, where the city's noise finally lost its grip. But some places change after dark. Some silences are not empty, they're waiting. Aarav had walked this path countless times, hiking, escaping the city's stifling noise. But tonight was different. The air felt thick, almost viscous, and a sweet, cloying scent drifted through the trees, overpowering, wrong. It stuck to his tongue and made his stomach churn. He paused, sniffing, eyes scanning the shadows that twisted under the pale moonlight. Something in him, some foolish curiosity, made him push through the undergrowth. His boots sank slightly in damp earth, twigs snapping underfoot, echoing unnaturally. And then he saw it. A body. Not a fresh one, not in any way that a living person would want to see. This corpse had been there for days, maybe longer. Swollen, green and black in places, patches of skin peeling. Flies swarmed like a buzzing black halo, picking at the flesh. Aarav stumbled backward, his flashlight flickering. A whisper seemed to slither in his ear.
"Why did you come here?"
He froze. No one was there. He pulled out his phone, hands shaking, dialing the police. The sweet smell made him gag again. They told him to stay put, watch the body until they arrived. Hours passed. The sun had long surrendered to the night. Moonlight filtered through twisted branches, casting crooked shadows that looked like claws reaching for him. Every sound, the snap of a twig, a rustling leaf, made him jump. And then he heard it, a low, rasping sigh. He spun around. Nothing. He tried to convince himself it was the wind, but deep down, he knew better. The corpse's eyes seemed aware. Time became meaningless. Every minute stretched into eternity. The rustling leaves whispered threats in his ears.
"You shouldn't have come."
A shadow shifted behind the corpse. He blinked. Something was crouching, too still to be human. His stomach dropped. A hand, or what looked like a hand, reached out of the darkness just for a heartbeat. Then it was gone. "Hello?" he called out, voice shaking. Silence answered. Then came the laughter. Echoing through the woods, bouncing off invisible walls, wrapping around his skull. Aarav stumbled backward, tripping on roots, nearly toppling into the corpse. And then the whisper again. Louder this time.
"Leave, or join me."
He scrambled up, flashlight swinging. Shadows stretched and twisted, forming shapes that weren't there a moment ago. Trees groaned as though straining under some ancient weight. The air grew colder, almost burning against his lungs. Aarav turned to run, but the path seemed to vanish behind him, replaced by a wall of darkness. Every step felt wrong. The forest wasn't just a forest anymore. It was alive, watching, hunting. A flash, something metallic glinted in the corner of his eye. He whipped his head. A skeletal hand reached out from the corpse, disappearing the moment he blinked. The wind whispered his name, long and drawn out.
"Aarav."
He ran blindly, crashing through bushes, branches tearing at his clothes, blood mixing with sweat. The sweet smell was everywhere now, cloying and suffocating, filling his lungs. Behind him, the laughter returned, closer, echoing off invisible walls. Every so often, he glimpsed the corpse, or what it had become, just ahead, grinning with hollow, black eyes. Aarav's foot caught on a root. He fell face first into the mud. Pain flared, and when he looked up, the corpse, or the ghostly echo of it, stood above him, head tilting unnaturally, staring into his soul. Its mouth opened impossibly wide, and a shriek ripped through the woods, deafening, suffocating, rattling his bones. He screamed, scrambling to his feet, and ran. The forest became a nightmare maze, twisting in impossible angles. Every tree was a distorted, gnarled sentinel, every shadow a whispering threat. Then he saw it, a clearing. Relief washed over him, only to be shattered when he saw dozens of eyes glowing in the dark. Small animals? No. Faces, pale, twisted, watching. And the corpse, it was moving now, floating, grinning. And they were all whispering the same thing.
Join us.
Aarav turned to flee, but the ground gave way. He fell, crashing through rotting leaves into a shallow pit. The corpse hovered above him, smiling, arms outstretched. He tried to crawl out, but hands, skeletal, cold, impossible, clutched at his ankles. His flashlight flickered. In that brief stutter of light, he saw hundreds of pale hands reaching from the earth, crawling trees, sliding out of shadows, and the whispering, the laughter, the sweet stench of decay. It enveloped him. Then, darkness. Absolute. When he woke, it was morning. The forest was normal again. No bodies, no whispers, only a faint scent lingering on his clothes, impossible to scrub off. He thought he had survived, but that night, in his dreams, the laughter returned. The whispers and the corpse's eyes, hollow and angry, watching him sleep, waiting for the next mistake. Aarav never walked the woods again. But sometimes, when the wind blows just right, he swears he can hear that laughter, and it's coming closer. If this story stayed with you longer than it should, imagine what comes next. Subscribe to the channel for more dark stories, haunted forests, and things that refuse to stay buried. Like the video if you felt the fear, and comment below, would you have walked into those woods? Because the forest is always listening.